Straight up. It's that fucked up. But because of how much money because of how much money gambling platforms have, and because of how viable it is to like, focus on gambling as a consumer product, that's why you see DraftKings sponsor everything. That's why you see gambling websites sponsor everything. That's why they're all over the place, and that's why they're normalized and legitimized. Okay? Fake sign of Drake, so Canadians have seen. This was in my grandpappy's paper mail. Yeah.
I would have been out of my depth regardless.
I mean, I don't know. If I was you and someone...
It's amazing to me that Twitch hasn't stopped it, or that a tech journalist hasn't capitalized on what would be a very juicy story. I think the reason why they haven't done it is because gambling is so commonplace as a sponsor, as a main sponsor. Because if you're going to tackle gambling, you're creating like a really weird environment where it's kind of like, if you were to consider hot tub streams to be degenerate, right? The way to tackle that is really difficult. I don't personally think hot tub streams are degenerate, but some people do. If you were to tackle hot tub streams, and you were to clamp down on it, you have to get to a point where you're literally regulating what women can and can't wear in a two-tier system, basically, right? And the same goes for Gamba, because what constitutes for Gamba and what doesn't constitute for Gamba is relatively arbitrary. And also on top of that, there is a degree of legitimacy that comes from the billions of dollars this industry is cultivating, this industry is generating, and hundreds of millions of dollars in ad sponsorships that this industry gives to all of these other sports, where the sports themselves kind of become a vector for gambling, which is what the TrueAnon episode on gambling was focusing on, specifically looking at like DraftKings and its relationship with the NFL, for example. A lot of online gambling is turning into a metaverse type thing with now social aspects and more gamification. So they're making the environment way more aversive and addictive for gamblers. Yeah. Train is in a unique predicament, I think, because and I've said this since day one, I think he himself is like straight up fucking lost in the sauce. That doesn't excuse it, but he is like unironically lost in the sauce personally, if you know what I mean. But he's an addict. He's a fucking addict. And I think he recognizes that. And I think he feels conflicted about it. And maybe that's part of the reason why he's so giving all the fucking time nonstop. Because he like battling his own demons. But I said this from day one, that like gambling is so fucking, it's just not great. It's so bad that like it'll break you. And gives away all his money. I mean, at least he feels bad about it, lol. Yeah.
Dogpiled on me for doing something.
For the record, gambling is, I've talked about this before, but like gambling is literally the worst addiction. One of the worst addictions. It is the most suicidal addiction, for the record. For those of you who don't know, it's just, that is the truth. Okay. And it is, it's incredibly, incredibly hard to deal with. And it leads to debt. It ruins lives. It ruins families. It is really, really, really fucking hard. Yeah, gambling is the addiction with the highest rate of suicide. Yes. Went to a casino once for my grandma's birthday and was given money earmarked for gambling. It was so depressing seeing elderly people like hooked up to oxygen playing nonstop. I mean, at that point, I don't really give a shit because they're not losing like too much money. As long as they're like fucking having fun, that's whatever. Who gives a shit? They're gonna die anyway. But I'm talking about people who are like in the beginning of their lives. You know what I mean? People who are watching Twitch and then they start fucking crypto gambling, and then this is just it. This is a demon that will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Dude, the old grandpa spent 20 cents a spin. Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about 200K if fucking spin on cryptocurrency and shit. X is too. He just doesn't do it on stream, but he said it many times. He went to the bathroom for 5 minutes on the podcast. Said he even gambled in there. Yeah, it's just not great. I work at a casino. It's hella depressing. I feel conflicted about staying there morally. Yeah.
And then 6 months later, they did the same shit. I would tell them, yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah, it's just at the time, like, with all the Gamba stuff, the problem is always the misinformation. That's my problem. Because some things are wrong, but they're not, like, evil. And sometimes I feel like people know something is wrong, and it's easy to filibuster and just stack garbage. How do I say this? Let's say it's like a method of delivery. When everybody's against somebody, right? They're not gonna be as critical of information coming in if it's negative information, like stuff that's against.
Why would a rich person gamble? Gambling, it should be a rich person hobby to begin with. At least they have money to lose, you know what I mean? And even then, it like will fuck their lives up, and they will lose all of their money straight up. You don't have permission to watch this. Get your own content. What? Are you okay? What do you mean I don't have permission to watch this? Or did is that Iman on a fucking alt account? Like what? Get your own content. Also, I mean, what do you call it? I've done like he's defending his queen's views. I mean, that's ridiculous. This is literally someone else who juice extractor who posted this, and not only that, but also like I'm pretty sure I don't think Iman has a problem with me watching this. But it's a proportional rich person doing 5K spins the same as a poor person doing 300 spins. Yeah. I'm not giving you permission to watch this. Okay, let's see.
So let's say, oh, everybody hates this. Oh yeah, and he also did that. Nobody's gonna go back and check if that's true or not. They're just gonna say, yeah, true, right?
True.
And the problem is that with the Gamba stuff, a lot of stuff was bad, but people were stacking garbage in the bad, making it look like it was complete. And then we were like,
no one's fact checking.
Yeah,
True.
and we were like, dude, why are you doing that? And then we go on H3H3 podcast or whatever, and he's doing even more garbage, and we're like, dude, you're not just wrong here, man. Like
what? What was he wrong about?
Dude, you guys are manipulating the wins during the stream, like, and we're like, dude,
you don't.
So I don't know if did Ethan say that? I don't even remember that personally, but like I hate harping on that aspect of it because like there was no data on that. I don't even think Ethan said that. I think it was more, I never said it first and foremost because my attitude is I don't really give a fuck if you're like, if you're padding the fucking deck. You know what I mean? He absolutely did. I don't even care. I don't even care if you're doing that or not. I don't know if you're doing that or not, but I don't care. That's not the part of it that is bad for me personally. I think the part of which that is bad is like, you know, they're giving you millions of dollars because there's going to be people that will literally fucking turn around. And I think that's what we hyper focused on overall. Is that people are giving millions and millions of dollars. He did, and you backed him on it. Stop lying, lol, you piece of shit. Backtrack Andy yet again. I really do hope that you will get better, chatter. Really, really, really do hope. I believe in you. I believe you will get better, okay? I really hope you get better.